Good morning, my lovelies, my nieces, my nephews. I'm coming to you this morning early while I'm making my coffee so I can get myself together for the day. I'm off, thank goodness. What I wanted to talk about was the storm, the hurricane, Houston, and this goes out to any other city that is expecting some type of natural disaster. I've been a prepper for a couple of years now. I call myself a baby prepper. I'm not a big fanatic type prepper, but I do have concerns when it comes down to my family because I have a very small family. I have three children whom are grown, 33, 32, and 24. Now they are my main concern. I am what you consider the mama bear. Growing and all, they still my babies. I am their main go-to when it comes down to a disaster, emergency preparedness, emergency plans. Now, for a long time, they called us conspiracy theorists and fanatics. I call it making sure you and your family is all right in the event of an emergency. That way, you are all together, no one perishes, um, and you can basically depend on each other to get through in case of a disaster. Now, when I say I am a prepper, I stock non-perishable food items. I vacuum seal a lot of things such as grains, um, oatmeal, flour. You can't vacuum seal sugar, but I have a stockpile of sugar, various canned goods, emergency um, kit in case someone gets hurt. I have allergy medications. I have natural antibiotics, in which you can get off of um, a well-known website. I have ibuprofen, the lower brand kind. I have various ointments. I have gauze, alcohol. I have peroxide, things of that nature, wraps, band-aids, things of that nature stored in a tight lid, huge container, um, waterproof downstairs in my basement because I don't have rodents. My basement is sealed. Um, so I don't expect rodents to get in there. Anything other than spiders because I do have wood beams. But everything is secured downstairs in my basement. And by what I mean by emergency equipment, I'm talking about a four-way silcott key. In case there is no power, no water, I can go to a large building, any large building with the water spouts on the side, unscrew that spout, and use that key to gain access to the fresh water that is still left in the pipes. Okay? In the event of emergency, if it's an emergency, I need water. Oh, I have PPA free water jugs that I purchased from Walmart maybe 2 years ago. Those are already filled with water. I have water purifying tablets. I have potassium iodine. That's in case of nuclear fallout. You know, I'm not saying that's going to happen, but I have it just in case, and I have enough for my family. Um, and potassium iodine, what that does is protect your gland in the event of any type of radiation, um, which is where the radiation would pass through your glands and turn, um, give you cancer or something like that. But it protects your glands. Excuse me, I'm making coffee and having my MSN. Okay, but in any event, I have a lot of things that will allow me to survive such a disaster. I have things to cook with. A lot of people are saying, "Oh, I don't have power. There's no lights. Everything is off." Well, it shouldn't be, because I've been on TikTok. I don't know how long. I have to go back and see when actually I opened my first TikTok. But before TikTok, there was Facebook, and I was screaming this from the rooftops to get generators, to get solar lighting, to get the things that you need. Not because of just the war, the push for this war, and talk of, fallout and, taking out a whole country. Not just because of that, but because we as parents, the forefront of the homestead, we're responsible to lead your family out of a disaster, okay, and to make sure that everybody is fine. So these things I made sure that I had. I live in New England. If there was ever a disaster, we will survive. We're going to have lights. We're going to be able to cook. I'm going to be able to keep my freezer running, my refrigerator running. If I have a use to use a microwave, I have means to use a microwave if there are no lights. I have several different lighting apparatuses that I can use around my house so that we're able to still fully function even though there's no power coming into the house. I have a means to cook even if and my stove is electric. I have a means to cook. I could hook my stove up to my portable generator and use it to cook. My refrigerator, portable generator. My washer and dryer, portable generator. My microwave, portable generator. My daughter's water pick, portable generator. So I've always urged people to have a means of lighting, such as candles, battery, solar lights. I even have the whole household, and if you were born back in the 70s, 60s, 70s, I'm Gen Z. So I remember my parents having a kerosene heater. This big, godly, awful looking piece of specimen that they had sitting in the middle of the living room floor that permeated a huge amount of heat. I mean, huge, to where you were sweating in that bad boy. But we were warm. I remember my stepfather have to go and walk with a jug to go get kerosene, bring it back. We had a whole stockpile of kerosene to make sure that we were warm. I purchased one. And I also purchased a couple of gallons of the it's called Clean Heat kerosene that you put into the kerosene heater. So there's no doubt that we will be warm. I have emergency blankets. I have emergency what do you call those? I'm trying to think of what they are. You go camping and you scoot in it and you look like a little worm. I can't think of what they are, but I have them. I ain't had my coffee yet. I'm making my coffee now. Sleeping bags. I have sleeping bags, emergency blankets, everything that my family, that I thought we would need, I have. And I'm still in the process of gaining more things. I have to hide it from my kids, because if I don't hide it, they're probably looking to put me away. But I even have a boat, an automatic boat for a person, that if you pull a device, it'll automatically inflate. I have the motor mount. I have the actual motor, rotary motor that are actually attached to the motor mount that's attached to that boat. I don't have them now, but they are in my shopping cart. When time permits, after I buy the rest of the smaller things that I think that's important, and take care of a few bills because I'm paying off all my bills. Um, then I will purchase said boat. Why do I need a boat? You say, living in New England, who's to say they won't ever be a flood? We can't swim. But I know one thing, if there was a flood, I will most definitely would be prepared. I'm just going to pray that there's none no time soon. But it's in my shopping cart, going to purchase that 4-person boat. And I thought about purchasing 2 and getting some bungee cords and tying them suckers together so there's room. So we'll have 2 in one boat, 2 in the other boat, and there's room to carry such my cat, food, lighting, extra clothing, things of that nature. Now, I'm not going to say there's no excuse why people will be on the news and the TV saying what they don't have, yelling and screaming, wanting to fight about gasoline and food, and we should have this stuff. Anybody that know me from Facebook to Instagram, which I deleted, but I don't go up on Facebook anymore either, but I still somehow have that page. And anybody that know me from TikTok, if you go back and look at my previous videos from the beginning, it's a lot of survival videos. There should be no reason why you are not prepared. You don't have your family prepared for such sad disaster. And from what I'm hearing, there's a couple of more storms coming through back to back behind that hurricane. Where, when, and how, I don't know. But this is bad. And I believe, I haven't even heard Gregory Abbott declare a state of emergency yet to get people services, to get people food, water, to assess the damage even. So, people, we have to depend on ourselves. We have to depend, you have to depend on yourselves. If you having a fallout with anybody in your family, I suggest you squash that. Y'all have a family meeting and you come up with a family plan. Because 9 times out of 10, there are kids involved. And they're looking up to you to know what to do. And how to do it properly. They looking to you for their next meal. They're looking to you as to how we're going to stay cool in these droughts, this high heat. They're going to look to you as to how we're going to stay warm if the power goes out. Okay? Now, with that being said, if you are interested, if not, hey. But if you are interested, there are a few things that I have in my stockpile that I feel will be of some use to you and your family. The link is in my bio. It's under emergency preparedness. Click on that link. Go in there. Go into my storefront and start purchasing the items that you feel like will benefit your family. Number 2 is, I know everybody's saying, oh, what the economy, I don't have the money. I'm not saying go in there and buy up everything all at once. You could buy a few things here and there at a time. There's an app called Klarna. You could pay over time. If you have PayPal, if you're in good standing with PayPal, they'll let you pay in several payments. You could pay in 4 payments, or you could pay in 6 payments over time. You could shop till your ears fall off and just make your payments and make sure that they get their money and you'll get your merchandise. A lot of things, such as my first generator wound up getting stolen from my property, so I had to wind up purchasing a second one, in which I paid, I think, $1,500 for that first generator. The second generator, I paid $1,400. And I had to wind up purchasing it through PayPal because the time frame was so close together, and I was determined to get that generator in my home, so I purchased a generator. I had plans on purchasing a second and a third, much smaller one for cell phones or whatever. Um, but the time is now to not get stuck out in the open with nothing, to where you have to stand in the food line, a water line, or any type of line that you can sustain. You're able to sustain you and your family until help arrives, the lights get turned back on, or what have you, or you're rescued, or what have you. Um, so I'm gonna leave that right there. Go into my storefront under emergency preparedness. As the day goes through, because I really don't have time to sit and do everything at one time. Every day I'm putting stuff in my storefront. Sometimes, several times throughout the day. There are things in there that I actually have. Everything in there I actually have. Okay? I'm not putting things up there that I haven't used or I haven't purchased. These are things that I actually have. Go into that storefront, purchase what you need. Okay? If you don't have all the money, pay for it through PayPal, like I said, Affirm, if there's an option for Affirm up there, or Klarna. Okay? Or however you pay in payments through your credit card or whatever. Uh, Good morning to you. God bless Houston. I hope everybody comes out on top. Okay? And that's for everybody else or any other state that's going to be hit by hurricanes or some type of natural disaster. Now is the time. If you have not already started to prepare, get your family ready. Okay? Get your family ready. Even if nothing happens for 2 or 3 years, at least you have that stuff in case it does. Get ready, okay? Stay ready so you won't have to get ready, okay? And good morning to you. Bless everyone.